Hi friends, I'm LJ Jarvis, and welcome back to the Lewis Jarvis Show. So whilst I don't look forward to the Psychic Awakening books, I always look forward to the new models that would come along with them. Like, the new Gazgul, the new Saddle Sun, the upcoming Fabius Bile, the upcoming Mechanicus units, and of course Jane Zar and Drazar, along with the Howling Banshees and Incubi. It's really neat how Games Workshop are updating these characters for the tabletop. And, of course, how ancient armies are finally given some spotlight for the tabletop. Now, whilst I think it is pretty great that most of these factions are getting the spotlight that they rightfully deserve, I think there's one faction that really does need it for the Psychic Awakening series. And of course for here, I'm referencing to the Necrons. Now, this is from someone who's not a big fan of the Necron tier model range, because, I'm not the kind of person that would start a Necron army. However, I really do find their lore interesting, and I hope they get something cool for a tabletop, because from all the factions, I think they have the most interesting lore. Because, they're the ones who were kind of the first movement to the 40k universe. They're the kind of race that caused the domino effect that will affect every single race and will eventually create the grim dark 40th millennium. So for this video, I'm listing off my ideas that I think would be pretty cool for Games Workshop to do for the Necrons in Psychic Awakening. And of course, I would like to hear your ideas in the comments down below. Now, the first idea that I have in mind is kind of borrowing an element from Age of Sigmar. More specifically, the Night Haunts. Now, what I think would be pretty cool for the Necrons is a sort of little sub-faction of the Necrons. A separate little army for Necron players to collect or start. Kind of like how all the other armies so far in 40k kind of have their own little sub-faction. Kind of like how there's the Craftworld Eldari, yet they have a little sub-faction like the Drukhari and Harlequins. And, of course, with the Space Marines, how there's like the Space Wolves, the Blood Angels, and Dark Angels. And all those little Codex supplements like the Imperial Fists and Raven Guard. So, for this sub-faction, I would like to think of Necron Wraiths, shall we say. And maybe what would be pretty cool is that maybe these Wraiths will kind of look like how the Necrons were before the transformation. Seeing like how they used to look before they would become the Necrons. A way to show the fanbase what the Necron tier looked like. And maybe these beards aren't souls in a way, but more like these gas-like entities that the Catan were made of. Again, just for the rule of cool. And I think it'll be something needs to add into the Necrons. Or at least in my opinion. However, if they were to give an update to any of their models, I think a model that really does need the plastic makeover would be any of the Catan characters, either the Deceiver or the Nightbringer. Because, comparing them to all the other 40k models, they are really dated. And I think it's one of those ancient models within the Necron range that kind of does need that update. What I would like to think is like this Catan box where the model itself is kind of like the size of a greater demon within the Chaos Army. And within this box, you can assemble it to be either the Deceiver or the Nightbringer. Or you can assemble them all to be this kind of blank slate Catan. This Catan character where you can make it what you want it to be. Where you can give it its own unique image and weaponry, you could say. Kind of like how in the Bloodthirster box, you can assemble it to be a Scarbrand or as a regular Bloodthirster model. Where you can give its own weapons and its own little fighting pose. Or kind of like how within the Hive Tyrant box, where you can assemble it to be either a regular Hive Tyrant or give it its wing variant, or even a Swarm Lord. And of course, I think the Necron fanbase will be floored by this idea. Because not only are they given a updated model, but it would be enormous. Something that Psychic Awakening hasn't done so far. Because so far there's been 2 box sets and independent characters. Not something big. and I think this would be something cool to do for the series. Now, one final idea that I have involves a character, and I think it'll be a character that kind of really does need a model because, he wasn't really given one, or at least to my understanding. And for here, I'm referencing to the Silent Kean. And for those who don't know, the Silent Kean was the man that made the deal with the Catan to turn the Necron race into the now named Necrons, to help them fight the old ones. And I made a lore video about that if you want to check it out later. And for a character that had a really big role within the Necron lore, I find it weird that he hasn't really been given a model. And I think it'll be really cool for him to have one. Because, major characters within Psychic Awakening were given new models, like Jane Zar, Saddlesun, Gazgul, and a few Space Marine characters. So from all of the Necron characters, I think it's the Silent Kean that needs one. And I think his model would look really great. And the idea that I have in mind for him would be kind of like this Necron tier pharaoh riding on top a scarab kind of creature, or this Sphinx-like character that would be native to the Necron tier homeworld. And of course, having this skeletal appearance. That, or it can be staying on top of a kind of dais, where either it's being lifted up by other Necrons, or perhaps even minor alien races. In my opinion, I think it would be cool if the Silent Kean were to get a model. I don't know if he'll ever get one, but if he does, I think Games Workshop will do something really, really neat. And I hope they do something cool with the Necrons in Psychic Awakening. If you have any ideas for what Games Workshop could do for the Necrons, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, this has been LJ Jarvis. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Have a good day, everyone. And if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to subscribe, then make sure to activate the bell notification button so you'll never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you again soon.